Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are going to go and review NXT Vengeance Day from last night on the Peacock. Alright, this show had a weird feeling for me. It started off with an old-style NXT takeover feel. Not in the Performance Center, first time post-COVID. Out in the Spectrum Center in North Carolina, Charlotte. The crowd was hot to start this match. We had some really good matches to start. It's almost like, for me, the show started pretty hot and just the bottom fell out of it. So we started off with the NWA North American title. We had champion Wes Lee versus Dijak. Dijak has been tormenting Wes Lee on NXT Weekly. This match was hella good, to be honest with you. I was expecting a squash. I was expecting Dijak to win, but actually we got Wes Lee to win. I give the match 4-star. I think Dijak's a hell of talent. Him and Keith Lee back in 4 or 5 years ago put some 5-star matches on the indies. This is probably one of Dijak's best WWE matches. But yeah, so good. 4-star match there. Wes Lee retaining his North American title. It kind of started going downhill from here. I mean, the crowd was hot as hell. It was like, again, NXT, when we had the black and gold, we had TakeOver. Those TakeOvers were kind of cool. We saw Kevin Owens, we saw Sami Zayn. We saw some people just explode on those TakeOvers since they went to the NXT 2.0, and now I've gone back to NXT, but not the black and gold, not the TakeOver. Some of these shows are just there. But this match, again, it started out hot, but it kind of got cold. Next up, we had the NXT Women's Tag Team titles on the line. We had champion Katana, Chanel, and Kayden Carter, and versus Fallon, Henley, and Kiana James. This makes no sense to me. We have two women here, Fallon, Henley, and Kiana James, and they fought for rights to the bar owned by Fallon Henley's family. Kiana James is a businesswoman, lawyer, whatever, and she was trying to take ownership of it for back taxes. They had a fight. Fallon Henley won. Okay, she keeps the bar. Well, Josh Briggs and what's his name is horny for Kiana James. So it's like, now we put the girls together. What? This makes no sense. It's like you got one face, one heel tag. I hate when these tag teams like that. So like in this tag team, you had Fallon Henley as the legal person. She went to get the pin on Kayden Carter. She rolled her up. Kayden kicked out once. She did it again, but she was close to the ropes, and Kiana James held her feet so she couldn't kick out for them to win the tag titles. So they kind of won it in a heel kind of way. But it was like Briggs Jensen and Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley aren't typically heel like that, so we'll see where this goes. I think there'll probably be a rematch this week, but Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, I think, deserve a rematch, especially the way they lost. Next up, we had a 2 out of 3 falls, Apollo Crews and Carmelo Hayes. I gave 3 stars to that women's tag title match. Matches like this, Apollo Crews and Carmelo Hayes, 2 out of 3 falls. I always hate it when they go 2 falls to none. When Carmelo Hayes got 2 falls straight up on Apollo Crews without Apollo Crews getting a single fall. I just hate when that happens. And also, a lot during this match, Carmelo Hayes had Truck Williams out there doing a lot of shenanigans and stuff and getting in Apollo's head, trying to at least. Apollo was able to kind of go after him a little bit, but it still became too much. And then we had Pablo Habo, whatever his name is, Commander Aziz, who used to be with Apollo Crews in the main roster. Now he's in NXT 2, and he comes out. They high five. Then after the match, he attacks Apollo Crews. What? Why? We don't need this guy. But yeah, so apparently, whatever the guy's name is, he used to be Commander Aziz, and he attacked Apollo Crews after the match, and they're going to feud, and Carmelo Hayes hopefully will go feud with the champion, because he came out at the end of the show, so hopefully Carmelo Hayes will become champion, and y'all all know where he'll be right, because he's probably the most talented guy on this roster. He needs to be on Monday Night Raw. I give the match 3.5 stars. Next up, we had the NWA Tag Titles on the line. We had champion The New Day versus Pretty Deadly versus Gallus versus Chase U. This two got sending Andre Chase. Oh, jeez. It was comical. Excuse me. It was very comical. Pretty Deadly. Never been a big fan. Even NXT UK wasn't a fan of theirs. I can't even remember the two dudes' names right now, but Gallus, no, I know them. Joe Coffey and Wolfgang. They're actually one of my favorite NXT UK tag teams. New Day, obviously, they're uber talented. They showed up on the Rumble with NXT tag titles. I don't know why we decided, hey, let's put New Day on NXT. Let's use NXT to build up people, not put people like New Day there who don't need to be there. But Gallus actually won the tag titles. I hate these fatal four ways when you have two people in there. Have a fatal four way when there's four people in there. So if I'm in the ring, I can tag anybody else. Why wouldn't I tag my tag team partner so I make sure that we stay in the match? Gallus get the victory there, so they are new NXT Tag Team Champions. I give it 3 1/4. Next up, we had the NXT Women's title line. We had champion Roxanne Perez versus Gigi Dolin and Jacy Jayne, both formerly of Toxic Attraction. They wrestled this match like they were buddies. They wrestled in parts of this match like they can stand each other. You think they would have teamed up and took out Roxanne Perez and then fought each other for the title. Yeah, we don't do it that way. Yeah, I know. It was just, I was really expecting for them to get a double pin or something weird to happen here, but no. Roxanne Perez got a straight pinfall. Got the victory, retained her title. I gave it 3 1/2. The main event, NXT Championship on the line. Champion Bron Breakker and Grayson Waller in a steel cage match. It wasn't there for me, to be honest with you. It was an okay match. There wasn't a lot that, Grayson Waller attacked Bron Breakker before he got in the ring, hit him with the door. So they fight on the outside a little bit. You just had, it seemed like Grayson Waller was running from Bron more than he was fighting him, it seemed like to me. It was an okay match. There wasn't no blood or anything, so it was like, okay, really? I mean, I get the idea of the cage match because the rope broke twice on the last match they had, and we got to keep them in the ring, but you didn't, and yeah. Bron Breakker got the victory over Grayson Waller. I gave it 3-star. It was there. But the Carmelo Hayes coming out and having to stare down Bron Breakker afterwards, I like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. You're running out of time. I think we're going to end up Bron Breakker will end up dropping the title, I guess, maybe to Carmelo Hayes now. I don't know for sure. And then Breakker will probably be the call-up the Monday Night Raw after Mania, I would guess, how they're going to do that. But he definitely needs to get to the main roster. I think he can play with the big boys. But as the NXT, the Ensigns Day review, as always, thanks for watching the Rubber Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.